Yo, what up, though? What up, though? This your boy again, the realist, coming on here to do another little pop up, whatever. And I'm coming to y'all to let's have another little conversation. Um, so let's get into this thing. So, welcome to the show. This is your boy, the realist. Um, and I just want to have this little conversation. I had a little something on my mind. I wanted to go ahead and get it out. And also be sure to catch the premiere of my show, Real Talk with the Realist. It's premiering on Saturday. It's premiering on Saturday, 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a good treat for y'all on this journey. So the topic for tonight, is the importance of fathers. Because fathers are very important, and they more than likely are one of, if not the most important aspect in a child's life. So I'm gonna talk to y'all today about that, and I also have a guest with me. So coming to the stage is Ovita Ivy. Um, she's she was on the radio, a co-host on the radio, but she's doing a whole bunch of other big things, and she also gonna be having her own talk show or podcast also. Um, so let's bring her to the stage. Hey, how you
Good
doing?
evening. I'm well. How are you? Good evening, everybody.
So, how you feeling tonight?
I am feeling great. I'm feeling great getting ready for my big event this Friday. I'm on the show. My friend Shay, my partner and I, Shay Room. We have a podcast, a radio show called Connecting the Dots podcast. So we're throwing our first big party, and so we're excited. We got performance, we got food. I mean, we got entertainment. Um, and so I'm excited about that, and other people are excited too. I think this gonna be our biggest one yet. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I show, hey, you're not here in good old Illinois to come, but we gonna get together one of these days.
Hey, I know. I actually do want to wanting to go up there. Me and I was actually supposed to been trying to plan a trip up there to Chicago anyway. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been to Chicago since I was a kid. So,
Wow. Yeah.
well, actually, I was like a baby, I think,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, and I do plan on going up there. I,
Yeah, it's
I,
gonna
I,
be
I,
great.
I hey, I'm gonna get my trip up there sometime soon. All right, don't
That's
worry,
gonna be
it's
dope.
coming.
That's why it's called Connect the Dots, because I love connecting with other entertainment people that's in entertainment, whatever genre, radio personalities, hosts, singers, dancers, writers, producers, authors, actors. I love connecting with other people, so it's
Yeah, I
super
know
dope.
you actually are a really big networker. I know you normally only be
Yes,
at home. You normally be out and about doing all types of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, everybody, if you need a promoter, what I'm saying, somebody to help you along the way, that's who you need to talk to right there. That's definitely who you need to talk to. Yeah,
Listen,
she doing a lot of big things out there.
thank
Like for
you.
real,
I
for real.
appreciate it. Thank you for
All right,
having
so
me on too. I appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for deciding to come on to the show to help me out real quick. You know what I'm saying, and
Yeah,
support. And I appreciate all the support
of
I
course.
get. Like I say, I appreciate everybody. All right,
Of
so let's get
course.
to this topic. You know what I'm saying, about
Okay.
fathers. So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
How important do you think fathers are to a child or children's lives?
A healthy father is very essential to children's lives. They're essential as water and food.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, you got to think about this. You got to think about this. You know, as far as the household goes, the father, the man, period. He sets the tone and lays the foundation for the household. Um,
Mhm.
and the kids fall under both parents, of course. Um,
Yeah.
but it's a different way when it comes down to a father, fathering his kids, and tending to
Mhm.
his kids, because it's like, you know, he instills that a different type of stature, in the child's life, what I'm saying, that will help them along the way, as they grow.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, even though you see a lot of kids, saying, like, clinging to their moms and stuff like that, majority of the time you actually see a lot of kids clinging to their fathers more so than their moms, because of the way how the fathers are so important, because like we even out that like we basically balance that excuse me, we balance that parenting style. You know what I'm saying? Like, how mothers, women, they're nurturers, what I'm saying, they
Mhm.
pretty much kind of nurture the child, sometimes babying them a little too much. Uh
Mhm.
and they tend to the kids, like with a man, he kind of evens that out. So if the
Mhm.
woman's tend to, you know, i.e., like, aka kind of baby them a little bit, the man will come in and
Mhm.
be like, hey, look, what I'm saying, hey, let's do it this way. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He ain't about to really tend to their feelings too much, because, as men, we don't really tend to feelings like that. You know what I'm saying? We give it to
Mhm.
them straight, and it is what it is at that point. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but it's really hard to be a father, because the whole point is we have to actually assert ourselves with our kids. 'Cause, at
Mhm.
birth, women are already, conjoined with the child at birth, because she carried them for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes 10 months, sometimes 8 months, depending on. But the fact that she already has that bond, the man, he has to actually create that bond with the children, so the children will
Mhm.
know that, okay, that's my dad. You know, and I always say men do nurture kids, but we nurture kids in a different way, like from how women do it. You say we more of a tough love type nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna be anything. We're not gonna be behind the bush. We're not gonna, well,
Mhm.
be a bush. We're not gonna, be that a woo 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 woo. No, we're not gonna be all that. You know what I'm saying? We get to the point and we tell it like it is. I mean, we don't say,
Mhm.
we'll, of course, we'll be like, all right, quit crying, calm down, chill out. Here's where you went wrong, and here's how you gonna
Mhm.
fix. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a woman, she tends to be a little, oh baby, it's all right, it's all right. You ain't gotta cry. And like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. It's not, because kids need that anyway. But also, kids need to be, you know, given to straight. So that's the reason why I feel like it's real hard being a father, because the whole point is, as a father, as a man, we have to know how to tend to our kids. You know what I'm saying? Because the women, they already got that down pat, because they already accustomed to it. Men, we have to actually, get into the rhythm of that, and that's where the woman kind of evens it out too, to be able to show the man, a little bit on, how to tend to the kids if he doesn't know. But
Mhm.
it's very important, and like, kids normally do listen to their fathers a little bit more than their moms, just
Mhm.
because of our voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Mhm.
you can play with mama, but you ain't gonna play with dad. You know?
Well, I don't know, cause I think is I think, like you were saying, both need to be nurturing. You need both to nurture your children, as a whole. I think the number one thing is for parents to be on one accord, whether you in a relationship or not. That's a big problem with rearing children, is when the parents are at odds, and not making it about the children, to where you can really rear them in a healthy way, because it's essential for both parents to have part. Mama, I don't know about that, because I've seen some men that baby they kids and they boys, and I be like, man,
Yeah,
that's sad. I've seen some
you're
mothers that
right.
do. I've
You're
seen some
right.
mothers that's too hard on their kids. I see some fathers. We got to learn, and that's why it is healthy, good to have both. I wasn't able, because I was a single parent. I wasn't able to have those moments like I would have loved to. So I could, like, when he was got older, I had to be a little. I had to be a little tough, because I was raising a boy, and I couldn't Google and do what most mothers want to do with their kids. It's like you got to try to balance things when you're on your own. That's why it is essential for both parents, like you said, to instill. So I look at how men, if they're a single parent and they raise their girls and stuff like that, versus how
Hmm.
the woman raised them, or both parents. So yeah, it's a lot raising kids. I just think it does take a village, a team.
Definitely.
I think the parents go wrong when they make it about them. If you have a healthy parent, no matter what happened in y'all relationship, and y'all could co-parent that together, because I did that. My husband was horrible, but I never ever talked about my husband to my son. I never put him in the midst of that. I definitely left my feelings out, because I wanted my son to have a relationship with his father. And whatever he needed to find out, he could find out for himself later on. So I didn't put him in the midst of that, and I didn't put my feelings, in that stuff. We be so bitter and angry and trying to get back at each other and messing up these kids. Um, and that's a problem. Leave the kids out of it. Leave yourselves out of it. Y'all make the kids a priority. That's what's wrong. That's why these kids are confused. That's why they're angry. That's why they're hurt. That's why they out here acting up and acting out, because they don't have great structure or great examples on how to move in life. We need to teach, as black people, we need to teach our children emotional intelligence, because we'll tell them I think that teacher, we need to add some things to the teacher that we used to have old school, and we need to take some stuff away, because I do think in a long as you are respectful, children's feelings matter. Because if they're in a situation with the parents, and the parents are not together, like in that instance, it's good to have a conversation and them being able to express themselves. I think nowadays when children express themselves, they don't teach them how to do it in a respectful way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think that go shut up and don't say nothing is not good. I think you
That's that
got to
old
teach
school
your
parenting
children
right
how
there.
to communicate. Yeah, you got to teach your children how to communicate. That's why people now have problems communicating with each other, because they didn't learn how to communicate when they were younger. That's why boys go to the streets and start doing things with all different girls, and girls start going to the boys, because they don't learn how to express their feelings and work that stuff out. Because when they go through different things in life, they're gonna have to learn how to navigate that. They're gonna have to learn how to navigate that, and you don't want them to learn how going through a whole lot of different unnecessary things. That's what I'm thinking. We got to teach our kids, allow them to communicate respectfully, and have conversations with them.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Because the thing about it is, like, I've heard on I think it was it Judge Judy. I think it was Judge
Mhm.
Judy. I can't
Oh,
remember, but it's
she
one of those
tough.
judge. It's one of those judge shows. Okay. So it was a couple, of course. It was a divorce court.
Mm.
And of course, the couple was getting divorced, and they was trying to figure out. Um, okay, so it is popping up on here. Good. So they was trying to figure out, um, you know, child support basically, and
Yes.
it got
Thank you.
it got to yeah, and it got to the point that um the woman was, asserting herself as the parent, as the
Mhm.
sole custody, where all that stuff, and
Right.
she was kind of downplaying the man, um, and he was actually a good father. He wanted
Right.
to still continue in
That's
this
so
child's life,
sad.
wanted to continue doing everything, but she was downplaying
Yeah.
him, and
Yeah.
the judge herself got real irritated with the woman
I'm sure.
because
If that's Judge Judy, yeah. Okay,
I
she'll
think it was
play.
I believe it was Judge Judy, but the thing about it is she got irritated with the woman because the whole point is she was kind of, so she got a good man right here, a good father
Yes.
that wanted to be a part of his
You see
kids,
that so
but
much.
she was treating him like as if
Yeah.
he was a second hand
Right.
parent, and
Yeah.
said herself that this society does this. Society treats men
Yes.
like they're secondhand parents, and
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah.
They have just as much right
Exactly.
to the
Exactly.
children as the
As
woman
a
does.
mother.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like the men aren't secondhand parents. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
it's also a survey out there right now that is
Mhm.
it's a study out there that actually showed that men can actually raise kids better than women. It's actually a study out there,
Mhm.
but I'm not really
Mhm.
gonna get into all that. But
You know
so let me
what?
ask you.
That I'll
I'm gonna get
touch
to my
on that when you get
uh,
done. Okay, go
yes.
ahead.
I'm gonna get to my question. So my question to you
Okay.
is, as a mom, as a single mom,
Mhm.
um, do you think that fathers are secondhand parents?
No, they shouldn't be. But this is the problem. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, and it always stems from the past. We are experiencing things that our grandparents and our parents and their parents. These are the residuals, really, of the past. A lot of back in the day, they didn't assert themselves. I mean, all they did, they went to work. They, sat and they didn't really conversate or really make themselves a part of the children's life like that. It was mostly on the women. And that's a problem. Not everybody, but that was standard in the home back in the day, where the mother stayed home, or and
Mm-hmm.
did all the
Yeah.
rearing, and the father just sat in his chair and smoked his cigar, or what I mean, came home and chilled out, and really sometimes did not participate with the kids. And I heard a person that and this is during this time, that said that what he wanted was a woman to come in, do the kids' homework, fix the meals. He didn't say nothing about family time. Send them kids to bed, and then you come and attend to me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is from how we were brought up. But because we have experienced those things, we are not to let those things make us. And that's what we have done. We have let society tell us what we should and should be doing. We have to just do better. We got to look at, well, what we went wrong at, as parents, as people, and fix it, fix it. Just do the opposite. When you learn better, you should do better. Don't make excuses. We see what the problem is. Now let's make a solution. No, fathers are not secondhand parents, but fathers got to make sure their presence are like that as well. And these silly women, I'm calling them silly, that keep the kids away from their father because they are upset because they done moved on, and they probably feel, and they probably did do you wrong, and they be feeling like they shouldn't live a good life because they done did them wrong. And then you got to take responsibility for your picks as well. Just all that mess need to go to the side, and they have to make themselves present. Fight for your children. Fight for your kids. Make yourself present. Do what you need to do to be a part of those kids' life. Because some parents, some women make it hard, and some women don't. Like, I never kept my son from his dad, no matter what, long as he wasn't abusing him. I never kept my son from their father. If they're abusive and they are not healthy, I get that. I get that. You don't want to, but you got to lay aside your agenda and put these kids first. That's why these kids are messed up. But fathers, fight for your children. You do have rights,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But you got to think about them kids and press past that. Go to court, get your visitations. I really myself don't like child support. I think you all should come to a healthy understanding and take care of your kids together. You know, whatever financial. I'm not saying don't financially help each other, but come to a decision on what you need for the month. You know how you need to take care of them kids. Cause getting putting the person on child support, you all, is not really for the children, nor is it for the custodial parent.
Hmm.
If you all go look up, it really is not benefiting. You know, go look up about child support. They didn't discover, you know, the crap that child support is doing to families. But if you cannot, then I
It's a system
understand. Go
thing.
ahead and put them on child support. Go ahead and do
Yeah,
that. But yeah,
the thing about it is like child support is actually a systematic downfall. It's a systematic
yes,
downfall for the black community, and
yeah,
they do it like they make it the way it is to basically keep the black man out of the household. This is their way
yeah.
of of, of basically blowing up
Tearing down the structure of the
yeah, tearing
families.
down. Yeah, tearing down the structure of the black family from the inside out. And
Yeah,
they use this. They use the child support to do that because they promised the woman this money. You know what
hmm,
I'm saying? Like you don't need that man in the house. You know what I'm saying? Just he can just pay money and everything be all right.
yeah,
But what people not understanding is that kids actually care more about time
yeah,
spent than money. You know what I'm saying? Time spent
yeah,
is always the best. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Compared to money. And we as fathers, we definitely need to start spending a lot of more time with our kids. But the thing about
yeah,
it is, there are some men going through messed up situations with their baby mothers because the mothers
yes,
are keeping the kids away from them.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
they're down talking the fathers to the
Kid,
kids and not really
yeah,
giving the chance giving the kids a chance to even really
yeah,
know their dad and know that their dad actually
yeah,
do love them and want to see them. Like it's just the whole
yeah.
point is like, hey, you're not doing the father is not doing what the mom wants him to do. So
Mhm.
she tried to use the kids as a pawn to try to control them. And it kind of seems like
Yes,
that's basically what it is. It's like women want to control men, and this is their way of doing it with their kids,
yeah,
which is sad. Um,
yeah. Those are.
it,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I won't cut you off.
no, go ahead, you good.
Yeah, yeah, those are those silly women I was talking about. And also, some fathers feel guilty for certain things. Like, okay, you know, parents are not perfect, and I tell children all the time. You know, I told my son coming up one time his father had promised him he was gonna do something. My son never really cried, but my baby broke down. I had to leave out the room. And plus, I was a spiritual. It takes a lot of help to do what you need to do. So I did lean on my spiritual my father God for a lot of stuff and my help, my system. But I had to leave out, gather myself. I cried because it's hurtful when you see your kids go through things, you know, with stuff like that. It's so painful. So I had to come back in, and whatever God downloaded to me, I told him, listen, um, parents are not perfect. They have passed, and sometimes they only
Mhm.
could give you what they have. They only could
Right.
give you what they got. Some do not know. And I told them, just pray for your dad. God gave me something. He calmed down because I could tell this the thing about boys that the streets pull at them and give them that false hope that they got family, they got community. It's a lie. The street life stuff is crap. They don't care about you. It's all a facade because of if you don't meet their agenda, you shot in the back. You know, the
Hmm.
person you sit up and eat cereal with, you think y'all homies, they will kill you. So the street stuff is not true. But that's why we as parents, you know, the mother, you know, the thing about that is we got to navigate our feelings too, and we got to take our feelings out. We got to do both because we got to make sure. Like I could have went and cut. You know, I don't want to do that. I just, you know, we got to realize too, parent, even kids, that your parents are not perfect. That they are learning sometime as you get older. When they learn better, do better, and
Ain't no
parents.
manual for this.
No, parents, apologize to your children. Stop having this mentality that you the parent and you could do whatever you want to and get over it. That's not right.
Mhm.
Apologize. Men, go back to your kids and say you sorry and mean it and do your best. I don't care if you got to go get some mental help, if you got to go get therapy, if you got to go get, just go get yourself together. And I'm telling you, every kid wants their parent. I don't care if they 80. Go and don't be ashamed. Go and apologize to your children and just say you sorry and mean it from your heart and do better. A lot of people are feeling guilt and they stay away from their children because they think they doing better. A lot of men deal with a lot of guilt. They think they're doing better by staying away. And brothers, let me tell you, that's not it. That's not it. Go and apologize and just do better. I don't care if them kids 85. And this is another thing. I want to, and sometimes you could do everything you can do, and you could say you sorry, and you could do your best. And some people don't forgive you. Listen, if they don't forgive you, always keep that door open. But you ain't gonna keep on whooping me either. I apologize.
Mhm.
I don't have it, but come back humbly. Apologize and do whatever you need to do. Sometimes they could be a better grandparent. But yeah, don't stay away because of guilt. Don't stay away because of guilt, and do your best and keep that door open, even if they don't forgive you right away. Give people time too, but after a while, if they don't, then sometimes you got to move on. I'm not saying close the door, but you're not gonna keep on kicking me while I'm down either. You know what I'm saying? I ask for your
Mhm.
forgiveness, and I'm doing all I can. So yeah, man, my advice: just go, parents, even women. I know this father, but parents, just go say sorry for real and mean it.
Yeah, it's like this. There's no manual for being a parent, and
No.
the thing about it is, parenting is so hard because it's
Yes.
like, especially nowadays, parents even harder now because we don't really tend to our kids' feelings. We don't like we don't really, like, a lot of parents nowadays just don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Because like, our generation, we pretty much the last breed of the old school parent, and basically,
Hmm.
you do what the fuck I tell you to do, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? And as far as kids, saying, who, think about it, we was kids, kids growing up,
Oh
we
yeah.
have feelings. We went through a lot of stuff as kids and stuff, and but
And
our
we
parents,
made
they
it.
didn't.
Some of us made
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and our parents really didn't care too much about what the hell we was going through. You know what I'm saying? It was always, hey, you know, do what the fuck I tell you to do, or get the hell out of my face. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You couldn't
Mhm.
talk back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You couldn't. It's a lot of things you just couldn't do. Like, you couldn't really
Yes.
talk to your parents about what's going
No.
on with you, because a lot of them
No.
didn't want. They didn't care to listen.
Mm-mm.
Now
And that's what
we,
opened the door up for some things too. But these kids are disrespectful now. You ain't telling me what you feel in a disrespectful manner. No, that ain't gonna work.
yeah, I mean, of course, not in a disrespectful manner, but I'm just saying, like, we
But some
we
of them
can't
do.
just come to, yeah, we just can't just go to we couldn't just go to our parents and be like, hey, mom or
No.
dad, I got some stuff
Mm-mm.
going on, and I wanted to talk to you about it, because, like, a lot of them
Yes.
be scolding you. They'll scold the hell out of
Yeah.
you for no reason, and it's like,
Hmm.
dang, you know what I'm saying? You can't hear me out. Like, children, they need to be heard, and
They do.
we
But
have
that's
to we
because
have
that's
to be
how
able to
they
hear
was
them out.
raised. Yeah, that's how they were
Yeah.
raised. So they bringing that on, and like you said, it's a balance to all of that. It's a balance to that because now these kids, you can't whoop them, you can't say nothing to them. They killing and murdering and stealing, and I mean having sex and having all these kids. I mean they doing so many crazy things now because they're not being disciplined. I believe in corporate. I believe in spanking. Everybody don't have to, but I don't
Yeah.
now. I don't believe in whooping for everything, and I don't believe that's the solution for everything, and I don't think that's the first thing. Like every time we just got hit, they just got hit for anything. I remember I got a
Mhm.
whooping because one of my aunts said something about me, and it was a whole lie. It wasn't even true. I got a whooping, but I didn't get that many whoopings like that. But that's the thing. She telling you stuff, and it wasn't even true. And I was like, that's why it's good to talk to your children. But like you said, we just got to bring a balance back, and it's hard. I think our community have to come back and a lot of things have destroyed community because we done found out that Uncle Joe was messing with your daughters. All of that stuff kind of messed up the community
Mm-hmm.
things. You got to really be careful who do be around your kids, so you do allow to discipline your kids. It's like you got to be careful with all that. But we need community again because it
Yeah.
does take a village to raise your
I
kids, and
was
you
just
want
about
to
to
be
say that.
around a safe.
I was just about to
Yes,
say that. Like
you
we,
need
it
that.
can't be a village no more. It
Yes,
takes a
it's
village to
hard.
raise kids, but nowadays it's hard to find that village because
Yes,
too many people now don't really care too much for kids. They will do more harm to your kids than help them. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
it's bad. Then you got other parents who don't want nobody saying nothing to their kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about them
exactly.
too. No,
That's
don't
crazy.
talk to my kid like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Don't say shit to my kid. You know what I'm saying?
look at schools.
The only person they need to listen to is me because I'm their parent, not you. And I'm like, dog, come on,
Exactly.
man. Like, we can't have
Yeah.
that
Look
as
at how
parents.
the
We cannot
school
have that
is.
mentality. We can't have that mentality
No.
because
Yeah.
you got to think about
Yes.
this. Back in the day when our parents was fucking kids, like the neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, will whoop the hell out
Yes.
your kids. Like you do,
Correcting your
like
kids.
they did something, yeah, they
Big
did something
mama.
bad at somebody, yeah, if they did something bad at somebody else's house, that neighbor will whoop their kid, take them back
Yes.
to their parents' house, and let them know, yeah, I
And
whooped your kid because
yes.
they was acting up. And what you think that
Yeah.
parent did? Took their
They
ass in the
got
room,
them
thank
too.
you, and they whooped their ass too for
Yeah, the
embarrassment.
kids
Like,
was more
come on, man.
respectful. They were respectful, they were more respectful, and I do love the concept of even policing. Police used to be part of the community. They knew
Mm-hmm.
everybody. And that's because I'm telling you, a lot of police was people who grew up in the neighborhood, and we got too many police that's outside of our neighborhoods that do not relate to us, and that's why a lot of this violence and stuff is going on. We need to teach our children to become doctors and lawyers and police because we need them in those positions. But we don't
Mm-hmm.
encourage our kids like we used to. To my granddad always, I want you to be a doctor. He always pushing for doctors and lawyers, and my aunt became a doctor. So proud of my neat little cousins and stuff. They're nurses. They're really doing really, really well. We need to push them to be in those careers so we can have representation. A lot of the people that's in our school systems, ain't nothing like a black male teacher that can be up there teaching these kids, and they'll be able to see a positive role model. Black lawyers and doctors. I mean, do you know that our bodies are not like other people's bodies? You know what I mean? That's why it's good. They say it's better for us to go to a black doctor because they know how to treat us. So we some way, gotta heal and bring community back and make sure we careful about who's in the community. But sometimes your community is 5 people. You know what I mean? So yeah, we need to bring community back. We need to heal as a people. It's too much information out here for us to still be using the same excuse about slavery and um about the system and stuff like that. We need to make our own systems. We need to have our own hospitals. We need to work on having our own communities. We need to let go of those excuses. And brothers, let go of those excuses. I know you didn't have a father, but you know what it's like not to have a father. You know what it's like to feel abandoned. A lot of them are dealing with abandonment, but you then passing that same curse on to your kids. Let's let go of every excuse. After a certain age, I'm hearing 40 some year olds keep talking about, well, I ain't have my father, I ain't have my mother, even the mothers, I didn't have this, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I don't know how to do that. Well, learn is no excuse not to do better. It's no
Right.
excuse not to do better.
All
Take
right. So
your kids from some of these
let me
sorry mothers. Shoot.
yeah. So let's get back to this. Okay. So question.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
do you think it's more important for a girl for like all right, do you think it's more important for a girl to have a father in their life or more important for a boy to have a father in their life?
Oh man, that question, they both need their fathers and they need them for different reasons. I'm gonna tell you, a woman needs to see their father treat them, experience them treating them the way that they need to be treated as a woman. And a boy needs to see how a father navigates through this life, meaning being a father, a husband, being a leader, being in the community. A father needs to see that, and a woman needs to see that as well from a female point of view. They both need their dads. It's imperative. It's essential. It's not one over the other. They both need. If you see how a girl navigates this world that was raised with a dad and by a dad, is different than, for the most part, because you got some that was raised bad too and they still crazy. But I'm talking about for the most
Yeah.
part, she navigates the world differently. She don't navigate with her emotions like that. Her father has taught her how to navigate her emotions and not to be caught up because a man say I'm pretty, or because they value something. They not moved in their emotions. They move differently than a woman that has not been raised by their dad properly. It's a difference. Their confidence is different. They move different. It's just a difference. That's why a lot of these women are in. They're not hoes. They don't know how to navigate. They never seen certain things, and they're looking for that what their father should have been in their life, that they could get that nourishment that they need. They're looking outside. You know what I'm saying? And just like a boy, he's looking for how to navigate even his emotions and how to move in his life as a man. And he don't have the tools because he was never taught that. That's why these boys be fighting. That's why they be killing y'all. That's why they got all these different kids and sleeping with all these different women. They didn't gain the tools that they need to navigate through this world. So
Right.
fathers are essential all the way around.
Hey, I'm also going to say this too, that as men, as fathers, um, as far as our daughter's concerned, um, we are important in our
Ooh.
daughters' lives because we, what I'm saying, we're more logical and real.
Mhm.
So we will instill that type of thinking into our daughters so they can be, like you said, they can be able to navigate life a little smarter, what I'm saying, especially if they see dad making it and doing what he got to do
Uh,
to make sure she's straight. um
yes.
she's gonna take that in, and she's gonna be like,
Mhm.
okay, well, that's the type, especially when she gets older and start
Yes.
liking men. She's gonna end up
Mhm.
finding a man that's basically like her dad. So not
Yeah.
exactly like her
Exactly.
dad, but have the
Uh,
work ethic and the leadership
yes.
and the qualities as her dad,
Yeah.
because she knows that is how a man's supposed to work. So
Yeah.
she would know exactly, what I'm saying, what kind of man to find, because
Yeah.
as a man, we can't teach our daughters how to be a woman because we're not women. But
Right.
what we can do, but what we can do as men, is to teach them, so like I said, how to navigate life, how to go about life, saying smartly, making right decisions, and we can also teach them what to expect from a man
Mhm.
once they actually
Yes.
start dating. Saying, we can
Yeah.
teach them that, so they'll know, saying, what to expect. And as far as
Yeah.
the boy goes, how men are important in the boy's life, because think about it, we're men, and
Yes.
they're going to grow up to be men. They
Yes.
don't know how to be men because they're
No.
boys. We as
Yeah.
men, we know how to be men because we're men. So we have to
Yes.
teach that to our sons, so when they grow up, they will know how to be men themselves. Especially, it's the
Yeah.
same way with the girls. They see their father
Mhm.
navigating life and doing what he got to do, and
Yeah.
making the harsh decisions to make sure he's
Yeah.
straight. He's gonna want to mimic that. Especially, he
Yeah.
had all that respect for his father. He's gonna want to mimic that. He's gonna have questions,
Yeah.
and the father needs to sit down and talk to him. And, hey, look, as a man,
Yeah.
like, look, son, as a man, you have to do this and this and this. You have to be able
Mm.
to navigate life. You have to be able to make the hard decisions. You have to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? And we can also teach them what to expect from a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like when you're navigating, saying, dating, we can give them the tools to be able to navigate dating correctly and more respectfully, and not think
Mhm.
that, saying, they supposed to just have every girl in the world. That's not the
Mhm.
case. And then from as far as a mother's
Yeah.
point of view, she can't teach him how to be a man because she's not one, but she can also teach. She can basically teach them
About the
how
women.
to, yeah, to teach them what to expect
Yeah.
from women. Also she can teach them how to control their feelings but she needs to know
Yeah.
how to control her feelings, period, as a woman, to be able to teach him how to control his feelings and be more in tune with his emotional side, because a lot of women want that.
You need
They
both.
want a man to
Yeah.
be, yeah, they need
Emotionally
they want a man,
available.
yeah, they want a man that is emotionally
Yeah.
available. So that's where she steps in
Definitely.
to teach him how to be emotionally available and to be
Yeah.
able to control his emotions, because he's going to be going
And
through
fathers
emotions.
too.
We all have.
I think fathers are essential to teaching boys how to navigate their emotions as well. Because I think a father should hug their sons, and I think a father should, play with their kids. I think that's a balance too. Because when you don't, I mean, you don't want to teach your son to be a robot, because they're not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then teach them how to communicate. You got to teach them how to communicate, and as well. That's a problem. They wasn't taught how to communicate because they told them to shut down your feelings, just be quiet. No, you got to teach them a balance of being rational and emotional. Because if you're too rational and you have no empathy for people, them called serial killers. Okay, them are called psychopaths. That's what
yeah.
they are.
You're right.
And
You're right
men
about
are
that.
human. They feelings matter. Your feelings. Let me tell you, I taught my son that he was. We need to. I know I'm training, but we need to teach our sons that they're important. We need to teach them that their bodies matter. We need to teach them that who you insert yourself in matters. I taught my son
Hmm.
that his stuff was gold. Don't go sticking it in trash. Cause we always teaching our
Right.
girls to be virgins, but we want our boys to be out here giving their bodies away, and by the time they get married, have kids, they woe down at 40, 45, 50. No,
Hmm.
let's normalize teaching them to wait. That
So
it's
they don't
not a
have no respect
man.
for women too.
Yeah, you're not a man because you around here sleeping with everything. Now that's why they have taught these boys to sow their wild oats. Now it's generations of children without their fathers because they
Hmm.
have been taught to be irresponsible, and they having sex at 9, 8. Don't even know how to process that. But you think that's normal? That's not normal. We need to stop teaching these men that it's normal to be out here just giving yourself away. No, be responsible. Be responsible giving your body away. That ain't no man. That's you not a man because you sleeping with 15, 20 women. That's an insecure man. That's insecurities. That's a man that want to feel good and they don't know their worth. That's what that is. I don't know no man that know their worth. They are mostly successful men with a single woman. They are a family man. They know how to control themselves. Because I don't believe in that theory. I know at first, I know how the Bible came at one point. I know God set it up for men to have many wives to populate the world. If you believe in that, I do. I say, but after a while, though, even the Bible say every man have your own wife, enjoy your own wife in your youth, because okay, the world is populated. We don't need no more population. We need family. We need you to be fathers. We need you to thrive, not just survive. We need our black men to heal from the trauma. And I'm sure other men too. We need to live. We need to thrive. We are created to thrive in this world and not survive. And the only way you're going to do that is to heal, to teach these boys how to be men, to teach them to reverence God. First of all, I do believe in putting God first, to teach them morals and values. That's why these kids are so messed up, and not just the kids, young men that men I'm seeing that's 40 and 45 that have not healed and still haven't navigated, still haven't learned how to navigate. At 45 is no excuse. At 35
Hey,
is no excuse.
I want to add to that, to what you were saying, as far as we not teaching our sons to respect themselves, as far as
Yes,
as well as respecting women. You know where that stems from, right? It
of
stems
course.
from it stems from the
I know what you was
fear.
about to say.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it stems from the fear of their sons being gay. And my thing is like
Uh-uh.
this. My thing is like this. It doesn't matter if what your son claims to be, if he's gay or bisexual or straight. It don't matter. that is your son, regardless your child. Why, you know what I'm saying? Why expose your sons to sexual acts at such a young age just to make sure he ain't gay? Like, what is the whole total fear of homosexuality? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you fear um um gay guys? Like, why do you even fear it? And that to so much that you don't want your son being gay. So that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, you be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying, I don't really care too much about my son out here, you know, smashing all these girls, or having
Mhm.
girlfriend, having girls over the crib and talking.
And
Like,
that
I
don't
don't
even
care
mean
about
they
that.
not gay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the thing, yeah, like yeah, you're right about that because there's a lot of downloads. But the thing about it is, like, it's children. You know what I'm saying? Children are fearful of that stuff. Like, they, like, think about it. Being gay, like, from a young age if you're gay or not. You definitely know. You know what I'm saying? And the boys, they fear that um they feared some type of backlash they would get from their parents if they came out and told them, oh, I'm gay. They fear that backlash because most parents will, you know what I'm saying, get at their kids and damn near disown them just because their
Mhm.
son comes out to be gay. And I'm like, dog, like, that shit doesn't even make it doesn't make any sense. You should love your child regardless. You know what I'm saying? Think
Mhm.
about it. They don't care too much about they daughters coming out saying I'm lesbian or something, or bisexual. They don't care
You
about
think
that.
so? I
Well, a
well,
lot of
me
parents don't.
pers.
A lot of parents don't. There are
Okay.
some parents that
A
do.
sister
There are
girl.
some parents
Well,
that
'cause
do.
they want grandkids. They want them to have grandkids to get married. I get it. Now, me personally, of course, I do believe in men and women. God created man and woman, but I believe this too, that you should never disown your kids, even if you have a difference of
Mm-hmm,
opinion. And I
mm-hmm,
believe children, you need to honor your parents as well, as far as where I don't agree with this lifestyle. So I'm not gonna push certain things, but then parents also still love and respect your kids. Don't drop them
mm-hmm,
because of that. It got to be a balance on both ends. If they don't deal with that, sometimes you got to deal with them not wanting you all probably at the Thanksgiving dinner. Maybe sometimes you got to have your own things. But I'm saying don't. I'm saying that we got to that's a balance that you got to do. I don't hate anyone, and I don't treat anyone with hate. This girl, she was and I was raised Christian, and we was taught certain things, but I came into a better understanding. But everyone should be able to believe what they believe. This is what I don't like. I don't want your agenda pushed on me, and I'm not trying to push man on yours. If I don't agree with your lifestyle, I shouldn't be disrespected, and vice versa. I don't think people
mm-hmm,
know how to respect each other. Like, just because I don't agree with homosexuality, now you want to, attack me, and because I don't agree with, because I agree with it, now you want to attack me. No, it shouldn't be like that. Everybody has a right to believe whatever they believe, and I think everybody need to treat one another with respect, with whatever their decisions are. And but like you said, and then another thing, what you said, a lot of that too come from back old school dudes. Old school, they believe that because that's what they were taught. To go sow your wild oats, that make you a man. A lot of them
mm-hmm.
are
Yep.
misinformed. A lot of that come from your uncles, and I hear a lot of men say when the ladies say he gonna be a ladies' man, that triggers something in them, and stuff like that. I hear all of that, But after you become a certain age, it's no excuse. Now you can make your own decisions, and you can live your life the way that you know you should live it. If people install some things in you when you become an adult and you come into understanding, now it's time for you to take control of your own life and your own happiness. And sometimes you got to leave the negative behind. You know what I mean? You got to leave those
Mm-hmm,
things that you learned that was not good for you behind, and teach your family better. You got to teach your family better. But we men are men, and I love me some black men. You are essential. If no one have told you, you are essential. You are essential. You are essential. I love black men. I champion black men. I have been fortunate enough. I didn't grow up with my dad. I take care of my father. You can't tell I didn't grow up with him. I don't treat him that way. But I grew up with some magnificent uncles. We need the uncles back. My uncles treated me like I was a treasure, and they still do at almost 50. I melt when I see my uncles all in their arms. Our nieces, the nieces, we treat them like kings because of how they poured into us, as children and still even as adults. So men, I don't care if you're an uncle, if you have a sister that don't have fathers with their children, you all please pick up just don't pick up the slack. Take them somewhere. Talk to them boys. Talk to the girls. And even in community, I know people talk about Christianity, but Christianity, even in the Bible, means, listen, to take care of the fatherless children, to take care of the widows. That's what Christianity is. It's in the Bible. I got to find out what scripture, but you want to know what real Christianity is, to pick up the slack where you can. And you got to be careful with people, but we got to care again. If you got to care, you should, let me say that. You should. If you got people in your family, help them out. Help them out with their children.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that, but you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying
I know.
earlier, you just got parents that just don't want nobody helping them out. They don't want nobody,
That's true.
saying nothing
You
to their
can't do nothing
kids.
about that.
It's sad.
Yeah,
It's real sad because I'm like if anybody gonna say anything uh to you about how the kids need to be raised, it's for a reason. Cause ain't nobody just gonna just come up to
exactly.
you if you doing your job as
No,
a parent. Nobody ain't really gonna be nobody gonna come to you to try to give you any
no,
other pointers on raising your kids. If somebody's coming to you to give you some
exactly.
pointers on raising your kids, it's because you're doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And they're just trying to correct you. They're not trying to tell you
Yeah.
how to raise your kids. They're just correcting you because you're doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Or
And
they just trying to help you out because some people doing their best and they just need some help. People just trying to help you
yeah, that
as
too.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
I get what you're
And
saying. Yeah, take the help.
yeah, please, because a
Take the
lot
help
of
for these kids grow up, start
these
hitting
kids
you
out here
upside your
nowadays,
head.
they need all the help they can like freaking
Oh
get.
my
They have no
God.
respect. They have no respect for
No,
adults.
for nobody.
A lot of them don't have
They don't
respect for
care
their own
about
parents,
that. They don't care
and
about being murdered. They don't care about a
it, it,
lot. It's
it's
sad.
it's ridiculous. And like I said, that falls back into the topic. You know what I'm saying, about how important fathers are, because
Yes.
the fathers
Yes.
give them that stability. and
Yes.
um and like if they have a good father role model,
Yes.
or just a good father period, what I'm saying, he
Yes.
can instill a better way of thinking into their child, so their
Yeah.
child won't make those
Yeah.
poor decisions. Of course,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, they're gonna make tough decisions, because in life we all make tough decisions. Even
Oh
as adults, we
yeah.
make tough decisions.
Yeah.
But they will actually know
Yeah.
how to make these
Wrong
tough decisions.
decisions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll know how to make these tough decisions a little better
Yes.
than
Yes.
if the man is not really teaching them nothing,
Yeah.
or telling them nothing.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to navigate. They'll definitely navigate life a little quicker, a little better.
Yes. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's the reason why.
You're right.
That's the reason why it's so important for us men to really be in these kids' lives, man, and actually doing what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because fathers, y'all are very important. We as fathers,
Essential.
we are not secondhand parents. Don't ever let a
No.
woman treat you or tell you
Nobody.
that you a secondhand parent. You are not
Mm-mm.
a secondhand parent. You
No.
are just as important, or even more important than that mother. I'm telling you right now,
Yes.
you are needed.
It's important
Kids need
because
you.
it's both parents. Yeah, they need both parents. But fathers, it's so when a father speak into their children's lives. That's why, and I always go back to this. But if you see in the Bible, the men named the children and put their blessings over their lives, anointed them, and spoke what they were going to be, and they became that. Your
Mm-hmm.
words are so powerful, both parents, but the man, you could speak into your children's lives, and they will become what you say. If you put the time in, if you put the effort in, what you say goes. Like my son, I raised him. I sacrificed. I did everything. But when I tell you, when his dad said something, it was different. When he was little, he feel like he was Superman because his dad told him, get out there and get it. Was two boys out there trying to, fight him. His dad said, you better go and whoop, mama, we be like, he said, you better go and whoop they tail. Let me tell you, my son went out there and tore their butt up. But I'm saying, it just that as an example, one little one. But, I don't condone violence. But I'm just saying, even
Mhm.
with the stuff that his dad like, that since now I used to give it to him when his dad say he ain't want it. But when men speak over their children, when you speak over your kids, men, when you speak, so just imagine if you speak positive when you speak negative, that's death to your kids. That affects their whole lives. So watch your words, watch what you say to your children, but you are essential to your children's success, you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna end this with final thoughts. All right. So give me your final thoughts on how important fathers are, and then I'm gonna give my final thoughts, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it. So you got the floor.
Okay. This was great. This was a great topic. Let me say, you so important that your children first words is daddy and they ain't never seen daddy. That's how
Mm-hmm.
important you are. That's how God made you to essential. Let me say this to men. No matter what you have done, this is so important because I know a lot of men deal with guilt. Is just go say sorry and mean it and do better. We all have things that we have been through, but that don't have to be your final destination. It's no excuse, after a while. Get healed, get delivered, get set free. Get free of excuses. Know that you learned that how important you are first as a man, as a person, how essential, how God sees you. That he put you here first and he gave you precedence over everything. I mean, I'm gonna end it like this. I just look at how, to me, this is what I look at, how God formed man in his image. And he say he sketched you with his hands, okay? And he blew his breath in your mouth. That's how important you are. God created, he took us from the man rib, but he took his time and put you together. So if God feel like you like that, oh my God, just think about your children. But just apologize and just do better. I love you and be encouraged, men. Just keep fighting.
All right, thank you for that. And my final thoughts is like this, uh, fellas. We definitely need to be more entwined, and we need to be more involved in our kids' lives. Always remember this: time spent is well better than money. And kids, they need their fathers more um, involved in their lives physically than just sending money. You know what I'm saying? So we as fathers, we definitely need to get back to that and actually uh be in our kids' life. You know what I'm saying? Be there for our kids. You know what I'm saying? Guide them, show them the way. And ladies, for the ladies out there that's keeping their kids away from their fathers and using
Mm-hmm.
kids as pawn, please, can y'all please stop that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stop that. Because all y'all doing is just helping, what I'm saying, the man, what I'm saying, out by keeping, what I'm saying, the black man out of the household. You know what I'm saying? Y'all pretty much falling in line and keeping them out. So we need y'all to stop with the bull crap and let these fathers be the fathers that they need to be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's going on between you and him, that's y'all problem. Don't involve the kids into that because it would take a tougher toll on that child than y'all as adults. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing right now but hurting that child. You know what I'm saying? You say you claim you love them, but you're hurting them right now because they don't have their father in their life and they want their father. So as mothers, y'all really do need to take a step back and really start thinking about what you're doing to your child when you're having this dilemma, saying with the father of your kids. Um, so with that being said, this was a good conversation. I
Yes.
appreciate you, Avita, for coming on and
Thank
helping
you.
me,
I
helping me out
appreciate
with
you.
this. And what I'm saying, and trying to help me with my journey of this of podcasting and trying to
Awesome.
get things out there. I
Yeah,
really
I
do
wish you much
appreciate it.
success. I wish you much, much, much success with your
And
podcast.
I'm gonna continue to keep doing this. Like I said at the beginning of the show, the premiere of my show, Real Talk with the Realist, will be
Saturday.
will be premiering Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And it's gonna be a good show. I don't know if I'm gonna have a guest or not. I may have a guest, I
Mm,
may not, but um, just tune in because it's gonna be a pretty good treat for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna go ahead and
mm.
share my journey with you. Hey, Black Mama, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You can come
Hey,
back and
Black
watch the show.
Mama.
So this has been a good journey and it's been a good show.
Yes.
And like I said, I thank you, Vita, for coming on the show,
Thank
um,
you.
and helping me out and supporting me.
Oh,
And
anytime.
she just said hey to you.
Hey, Black
uh,
Mama. Love her.
so I thank you all for watching. All the ones that came in, tune in and watching. For the ones that came in late, you can just go back and watch the show. It's gonna be on my page, so you just go back and watch it. Um, and I see y'all on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all next time. More likely, I probably
Yes.
might have another
Can't
one on
wait.
Friday night. So Friday
Can't
night
wait.
at around the same time, I'm probably going to. That's when I'm probably gonna do another show right before the premiere. So keep a
Okay.
lookout. And this is your host, the realist. You know what I'm
The
saying?
realest, the illest. Yes.
Signing off.
Peace, y'all.